G'day guys and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're doing something a little bit different. We're talking about camping gear as opposed to hunting gear, although you probably could mix those two things together. Let's have a talk about this here 200 amp hour lithium battery. So I would pronounce this as LiTime, Li being the short for lithium. They did send me a pronunciation thing that says LiTime. So LiTime, LiTime, let's use those both interchangeably for the remainder of this video. LiTime reached out to me in late June and said, hey, we really want you to check out our lithium battery range. We think it'd be perfect for, you going away and doing all your hunting trips. And at the time I was prepping to go to the Northern Territory on a buffalo hunt. I said, you know what, that'd be fantastic. Because I've been running lead acid deep cycles and look, they're a bit shit. So, I've been looking to get lithium for quite a while and this just worked out really well. So what I wanted to be able to do was run my fridge, run a couple of lights and be able to charge it with both a DC-DC charger and a solar panel. So they only sent me the battery itself. I went out and bought all the other stuff to do this setup. Ended up using a King's DC-DC charger, which was reasonably cheap and it worked quite well. And then I went and bought, I think it's a June brand, solar panel to put on top of the camper. And I had all that rigged up in the back of the Ford Ranger and I was ready to go. And then that car ended up having a few issues with it and it delayed me by a day. Took it to the mechanic because it blew an ECT. So I was supposed to leave, blew the ECT, took it to the mechanic, and then the next day I was supposed to leave again and catch up with everyone and it blew the same ECT again. So I missed out on going on that trip. That was quite annoying because I've been planning to go away on that NT Buffalo trip for quite a while. But that's okay, I'll end up going next year. So with that trip down the gurgler, I still obviously wanted to test out this lithium battery. Before I put it into my new car, I did get rid of that Ford Ranger and I got myself a 2021 Toyota Hilux, which is a much, much better car. I did want to properly test this out, so I rigged up with my fridge and I just had it under my patio deck at home and I just had them running just to see how long it would run that fridge for without putting a charge into the battery. Now, obviously you don't want to run batteries all the way dead, although with lithiums, you can get away with it a lot more running completely dead than you can with obviously lead acid or AGM. With those two battery types, you realistically are halving the amount of amp hours you have because you don't want to run them below 50%. So if you've got a 200 amp hour battery like my old setup, you really only get 100 amp hours of usable power. With lithium, you can run them a hell of a lot lower. Obviously, it still degrades the battery going down to 0, but down to about 20% is a hell of a lot better. So instead of having, 100 amp hours of power, I've got about 180 amp hours of power, which is pretty bloody good. So I ran that fridge for 2 days straight without charging it. The battery still had a lot of charge in it, although it was getting low on voltage, and because I didn't want to wreck the battery, I then charged it up using the solar setup. This battery itself is very, very light. Now you can see that I've got this up on a bench. This is actually my new reloading bench, which you may see in subsequent videos. I don't lift heavy things because of my back injury, and I was easily able to put that up on the bench, and this is a 900 high bench. Super light. It only weighs around 10 kilos, whereas my lead acid battery of the same size, being 200 amp hour, is about, I think about 25 kilos. So it's under half the weight, which is awesome because, less weight in your car, less weight for you pulling it in and out of the car, which can be a pain. Just to put in perspective, that battery is lighter than my fridge. So setting up, pulling it down is less of a drama. So if you don't want to leave it set up in your car, like me, I don't have my car set up for camping all the time. I do use it as a work car. So I pull things in and out all the time. That's an awesome benefit of going lithium is, the weight. You can pull things in and out much, much easier. So as I said, it's 200 amp hours. So that's 2,560 watt hours if you really want to calculate stuff in watt hours. This one is marketed towards, putting in your RV or your camper, your hunting rig, whatever else. It's a little bit bigger and bulkier than a slimline lithium battery, which, you can fit behind, ute seats and stuff like that. But it is still a pretty small form factor. Just to put that in perspective, that's the length of my arm. So, it's like one hand length that way, that sort of size, and about my fingertips to my elbow in length. My arms might be bigger than yours, but that's just a general show of what the size is. Now, this company is based in China, but they do ship worldwide. They've got 35 or so warehouses across the world, so you can buy this in most Western countries. You can obviously buy this in Australia, hence why I've got it. And they're really dedicated to doing stuff with the outdoor community. So whether you camp or you fish or you hunt or you're doing a round Australia tour, they really do market their stuff towards that. Now, this is not their only product. This is just the one that they sent me. A lot of their other products, we've got so many on there. If you look it up on their website, they do have a lot of different products that are suited for what you're going to need to do. Now, one thing they did send me as well, which I thought was super, super cool, was this light. Now, you might be thinking, cool, yeah, whatever, it's a light. And it's funny because I was much more excited about the light than I was about the battery, even though they sent me the battery to review. But, so yeah, look, it's a torch. It's also a power bank. So we have USB output and input. So you charge it with the input, and on the output, if your phone's running low, you can actually charge your phone off this like a power bank. So its capacity is 1800 milliamp hours. So it's not huge, and you can get one phone charge off it. But in a little emergency, your phone's going dead, you can use that. It has this little hook on the back where you can clip it onto things and it can go on your ceiling. And this was bright enough to light up my entire camper. And I did used to have like a multi-bulb LED strip thing that I had around the roof, which was a pain in the ass because there was cables and shit going everywhere. Whereas this did the same amount of light output, or maybe a little bit less, but relatively the same with just a small little package. So that there is super, super cool. I was really, really stoked about that product itself. So even if you're not looking into getting one of these batteries, maybe go and get yourself one of these lights because they're pretty bloody awesome. One of the other cool aspects about this company and this product is it has a 5-year warranty, which is pretty good for when it comes to these sort of products. A lot of people are offering like 1 or 2 year warranties. This is a 5-year warranty. Have any dramas with it, it's going to get replaced. It seems that this company is really leaning into customer service, because there's a lot of companies out there that really don't care about their customers. They just want to sell you the shit, and then once it breaks, they don't really want to help you out, because nothing is permanent, everything breaks these days. But the fact that they've got a 5-year warranty is super, super cool. So I'm going to continue using this. I'm going to continue testing it. I've got a couple of hunts coming up where I'm going away for a few days. It'd be good just to throw it in the back with the fridge and just have that DC charger, so I'm just charging off my alternator, not worrying about the solar setup, because obviously that's set up on my camper. There will be more of this. I'll probably put some stuff on Instagram or whatever. Super cool product. It's working really well. Big thank you to LiTime, LiTime, whatever you want to call yourselves, for sending that out to me. This thing is pretty awesome. So, as I said, bit of a different video for you. It's not really hunting or guns related, but it's hunting adjacent. So I hope you got something out of that. I'll see you next video, and hooroo.